For the thumbnail, something at the very top for the thumbnail. It's gonna be the thumbnail for this. Do, without tripping over this cord and killing myself. Let's do this. Those of you joining, hello. Need something at the top for the thumbnail. Hey everybody, it's me, Derek, the Chocolate Botanist. We are going to be cleaning up this patio because this patio for too long has looked like who done it and why. I got on gloves, okay? Because I'm going to be digging in things I haven't touched in a while, and any old random animal could be out here. You watching this, you share this with like 10 people. Okay, and if those 10 people share it with 10, and then those 10 with 10, and another 10 with 10, it could be like multi-level marketing, but supporting me, a scientist. So for those of you who are doing patio things, for those of you who are plant people, I forgot to get something to tie my hair up. For those of you who are plant people, you have a patio, you're growing in a smaller space, even if you're growing in a yard. We all have an area that gets a little junked up. We all have a little area that gets a little rough, right? Much like my roots on my hair gets a little rough, right? With that being said, if it happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to all of us. The biggest thing we can do is to basically tackle it when we can. And that tackling it when we can looks like what I'm going to be doing today. Today I'm going to be spraying. I'm going to be using a pesticide. The pesticide I'm going to be using is right here. It's going to be this pesticide right here. You can get it at the link in my bio. This pesticide I've had since maybe like 2023. It's 2025 right now. And I have met half of the bottle, right? That's because I've used it in my apartment and my mom's house on the coast. I did a whole trailer and my house, right? Paper tank. So out here it's very heavily windy today. And again, I'm just going to be clearing out. Hey, Black Canadian creators. I'm going to be clearing off my patio. So the first thing I'm going to do is tie my hair back because I did not grab a hair tie. I should have grabbed something to wrap my hair up too, right? Because I don't want my hair dingling and dangling. Y'all tell me what y'all are growing this fall because it is hella windy out here in North Carolina, okay? And I'm going to be cleaning up this patio. Tune in, tune out. I'm going to be just talking. I may tell some stories. I don't know, right? If you want to jump on here in this live with me, you're more than welcome to, but I'm going to be good. These gloves are my good gloves I use for grabbing roses and stuff, thorns and briars. So I'm going to be using these to kind of go through things. I had some wasps out here. And I don't want to get got by a wasp or a black widow, okay? Also, I just got rid of a bird's nest, one of my birdie baby mamas. So we're going to go for it. Somebody says they want to do an herb wall. Any suggestion? I will tell you to do lavender, mint, rosemary, okay, and some basil, and especially some lemongrass. I would do all of those in tangent. What I would love to do as even a planter or just like a display would be several different mints, like this mint right here. This mint right here is my berries and cream. And it smells like berries and cream, and it is just stunning. It's taken a little beating this summer because I didn't water it as heavily as I should have consistently for a couple of weeks, so it kind of went a little, but we're going to be cleaning off this patio. So I would do those things. I would do like a bunch of rosemaries, a bunch of lavenders, all of those things. For herb rolls here in North Carolina, zone 7B, well now 8, I'm sorry, 8A I think we are now. The winter is coming, so like herbs, meh. Doing it inside of your apartment, you must have great light. You must have phenomenal light. So we're gonna get started. And I'm just taking it. I'm also wearing these gloves in case something tries to crawl on me, because I know the truest reason for me cleaning this patio off is when the weather shifts, I can tell what's living on the patio because it'll come in the house, right? The weather is shifting, it's getting colder outside, and the insects, much like everything else, is trying to find a place to be, a place to go and to hide, right? And the place that they want to go and hide at is the inside of my patio, inside my apartment. So I spray, right? And when I spray, and again, I make a dilution of this, and we're going to be doing that today. And I spray inside, I can tell like where the roaches have died, because like the wood roaches and the other outdoor roaches will sneak in. But I'm now getting squash bugs, the stink bugs. So, yeah, you know, it's just terrible. So I'm just going to clear out this patio. And I'm also trying to like really maximize the space. I want a lot of garlic this year. I've never really grown garlic before successfully. So I'm trying to really set things up so when I do get out here to grow, I can walk around easily and not have to be like, stumble, 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 I can't walk over nothing. Hey, Dominique, the mother, Martin Buckets, and some credit. And thank you for the good questions, Abjo. Abjo. So, y'all keep asking questions. I'm just going to put up this patio. It's hard to believe that I have been out in this, knocking stuff over. This is the other reason I don't clean. I knock all types of stuff over. It is hard to believe that I have been in this apartment complex since 2018, right? I took over this patio after my roommate, she left in 2019. And this table I got from the dump near the apartment because I'm one of those people. I think around that time, I used to do classes out here in 2020, and I would sit in front of this table, behind this table. Amazing thing. Amazing thing. So, again, we're wearing gloves. While we're wearing gloves, any old thing could be out here. I'm hoping there's no wasps. I'm hoping it's cold enough that they're not active, but anything is possible, okay? Wasps, lizards, cockroaches, birds. I have some of the birds that be out here. So we're going to get rid of this stuff and get some things to get off of here. Not me coming over to the live because you chastised me in your story. I'm glad it worked. See, y'all check out my stories. Deanna and all the other people, Odd Fates. You check out my stories and you'll be surprised. I put all types of stuff in my stories. So one day I might be like, first person, 2 people like this, I'll give you $10 just to see who's really listening to the end of the stories. You never know. I've given out money up here before. I just don't talk about it. But thank you for coming. Hey. You love you some garlic and some turmeric. I love me some garlic and some turmeric too. The garlics that I'm doing are looking phenomenal. Okay, let me turn this camera around so you can see it real quick. And again, we're cleaning off the patio, but I have y'all up here to help me stay distracted enough to keep cleaning this patio. So y'all see them? Y'all see them? That camera is apparently dirty that I zoomed into. There we go. Ah, wah, wah, wah. So the garlics are garlicking. You said how long? I don't know what we mean by how long. How long did it take me to grow? To grow the garlics, the patio. I'm lost. I said so many words, I don't remember what we're talking about. Hey, a nurse plant poppy. So again, we're cleaning off this patio. I'm going to be spraying today. I got some glasses on. I usually don't wear glasses when I spray, but it's so freaking windy. I don't want to get pesticide in my eye sockets. Do I have a favorite native plant? Hey, JP Charisma. A favorite native. Oh, this is some Be Safe spray. How about this? It's covered in all sorts of spiders. Let's see. I love Helianthus tuberosa. That is one of my favorite natives, if not the favorite. Helianthus tuberosa is also known as Jerusalem artichokes. Jerusalem artichokes. If you've had Jerusalem artichokes, give me some hearts, or tell me how you had them, like roasted or raw or whatever, right? Jerusalem artichokes are dope. So I love them, but I also love Echinacea coma, purple coma, Echinacea purpura. So I love them as well. I was hoping I had some walking onions that's been sitting out here. You know how they get hollow? The bulb just gets all hollow. Yeah, I was hoping they weren't. I just need somebody that has some walking onions, specifically some that a friend gave me That's my favorite native. I'm trying to think, what other natives do I like? This is so woody. Let's see. I can't think of it. What other questions y'all got for me as I'm cleaning off this patio? How long did it take me to grow my garlic? This garlic I started, I think, September 14th was the day. It was a Tuesday. September or October? It's October now, so it doesn't make sense. September, yes. September 14th. And they've been growing since then. Sunchokes are delicious. So I had these garlics that I had sitting in the house, and they're amazing. And sunchokes is another name for the tuberous sunflower. And I love all sunflowers, but especially a tuberous one, a one with a heavy tuber. Well, you got me. So we're gonna pick this up. I have all types of broken pots out here. Let me see if I can glue them back together. I know people be like, you shouldn't glue them back together because reasons, but I do. What are people gonna do? They're gonna beat me. They're gonna beat me for gluing back my stuff. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna whoop me. Let's see, have I played any college yet? Thank you for reminding me. We need to do that today, so it doesn't take long. Yeah, garlic's the top part. So to get the green from a bulb to the green, it took like maybe a week for me to start seeing green. And then they've that tall now, but it's still, that's not indicative of like the below parts. So I can get green of a garlic and get that green, and that has nothing, not a bit more to do with how big those bulbs are, because that's just an energy sink. Like, you need a lot of energy to be taken up over the summer or the season, the seasons, until you harvest. So I did my due diligence to give them fertilizer, a heavy fertilizer, and to be able to basically be like, hey, y'all are here, you're gonna have everything you need. So the light, water, good sunlight, and some good rich soil. So we'll see what happens. I'm trying to plant some more garlic because I love garlic. I really love garlic. I love onions. I eat them a lot. So trying to do better about growing a lot of stuff that I eat. Now granted, unless I like really had like big mega space, all of this growing I'm doing would just result in like some food, but like not enough to really like completely erase my grocery bill. Like, I seen one person who was like, they planted 200 bulbs of garlic, and I was like, that is amazing. And then I think about doing that here, and I would just have to like take this whole space up with garlic, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not willing to do that. Like, I could, but I'm not. So yeah, we're planting. We're gonna get those collars, and we're gonna plant them. Collared combat. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed that. We're not going to do that anymore. Let's see. Only the 6 of y'all got to see it. What other questions y'all got? Kind of dark out here. I don't use glasses, but I think it's just because it's so freaking overcast. So I'm going to go in later, because if I go in now and plant the collards, I'm never going to finish cleaning off this patio like I want to. And so what I'm going to do is right here, there's a pot right here and a pot right here that you can see. I'm going to put collards in there. I have garlic in this pot, some elephant garlic. I just bought the bulbs from the store, threw them down. And I'm like, I just hope it's and I'm gonna put cabbage collards in here. I want to do spinach. I have some spinach seeds that Epic Gardening sent to me, and I want to do them. They are hoarding the deep pit. I want to do garlic, but my sweet potatoes aren't done yet. They're hoarding the deep pit to use. Yes, sweet potatoes. I've been trying to look deeper into the deep pot. I love it. I've been trying to look deeper into companion gardening, because I feel like companion gardening would like solve a lot of those problems. Like if I was to plant everything I wanted into one huge pot, everything I wanted, and have it just like that easily accessible realness, where everything can just be growing with each other. I'm like actively using space, like really using space in a smart way. And I don't have to worry about, in some cases, the pests I would typically worry about. Because some plants can like, in a way, minimally keep away pests that would be a problem. So like, things that may not like onions and smell onions or garlic, and they'd be like, well, I'm not going to come here. So that's why gardening in small spaces are dope. And then sidebar, for those of y'all that didn't ask, the banana water experiment is still going on. It's still bubbling in the house. I got a video to post up soon. So once I get more from that, I'll let you all know. And I'm excited about that. Let's see what y'all are saying over here. I planted beans in a pot with my son's ginger. Worked well. Yeah, companion planting is amazing. Like the ability to say, I can put these things together, right? I can plant these things in close proximity to each other, and because of that, they'll benefit like the three systems. So like the squash, beans, and corn. The squash vine goes up the corn as a stalk, like a natural stalk. The beans fix nitrogen, which all the plants benefit from. And the corn, again, is a nice trellis that both, really the beans can grow up. And I feel like the squash would even act like a living mulch, kind of keeping the soil covered to a certain extent. So like things like that are beneficial. Like they're really dope. And again, it won't stop you from using pesticides completely, but definitely a nice use of your space, especially for those of us who are like me, who don't have acres and acres and acres to use. Planted beans. Thank you for following me, Black Canadian creators. I'm not a Canadian. I'm not from Canada. But hey, y'all want me to do stuff with you, hit me up. I've never been to Canada. I wanted to go. I was supposed to go when I used to work for a company that was my Canadian hub, and I never did. So right now I am breaking up the soil, and I'm basically like moving soil around and putting some soil out of like a lot of pots into a couple of pots. These are soil from plants that just died because of depression, generally depression. Like this was a fig that somebody brought to me, and they were like, can you bring this fig back? And I was like, probably not. And they were like, Danny, you can do it. They didn't sound like that, but that's how I'm going to make them sound in this story. I'm going to put that right there. So yeah, we have a bunch of just pots. So many pots. Sidebar, if any of you are in the triangle of North Carolina, if you are in the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, and you find yourself needing pots, you need plastic pots, or in some cases terracotta pots, hit me up. Don't leave my pots for dead. Join me and be a pothead. That could be like a little slogan we could do, because I have so many pots that I don't want to throw them away. I do not want to throw them away. So if you're in the triangle, like You see all of these pots? You see all of these pots here? You see these pots right here? Sticking out looking at you? You need pots. Hit me up. Because I got lots of pots. Lots of pots. Pots for thoughts. Pots for thoughts. Huh. Maybe that can, you know, pretend like I don't know what thoughts are. Literally so many pots. This is what ends up happening. I get all these pots and I usually just throw them away. But after a while, you throw away, like you get as many plants as I do, you get so much plastic, then you're like, I don't want to throw this away. And then you feel bad, and then you keep all these pots, and then the next thing you know, you have a house full of them. Because these are just the ones outdoors. This is a reminder I need to clean up your pots. As you do it, remember, wear some gloves. I'm wearing gloves just in case a black widow is in here. You never know what's sitting in your pots that you just had sitting around. And black widows and certain snakes love to just hide in these dark spots to get you. Brown recluse or whatever. I'm wearing gloves, so if I see something, I can say, woo! You know, I can say, woo! You know, I can do that. That echo, I love it. Say, woo! I can say, woo, and get rid of them, right? That's why you wear your gloves. Before I touch my pots, I put on a glove. No glove, no love. To myself for cleaning up this patio. This is looking better already, don't y'all? Because like down here is a bunch of stuff. So as I'm really clearing this out, I'm really seeing like how much more space I really have. Oh. I'm going to tell y'all a story about these pots here. There was a lady I was trying to talk to in court because the one thing about me, I'm going to turn this camera to me. The one thing about me is when I'm like interested in somebody, I like to do acts of service. Like there's love languages. Y'all familiar with love languages? There's this thing called love languages, right? There's like 5 of them. Acts of service, gift giving, quality time, touch, and words of affirmation, okay? And we all like them in some way, shape, or form, either to get them or to give them. I love gift giving. I love giving gifts and like doing that. And acts of service, like you say you need something and I'm feeling you, I'm gonna come over and change your light bulbs. And for a sister, I'll go and do her filters for her and, you know, stuff like that, right? You said your love language is acts of service and quality time. Look, I love an act of service. I love quality time. I love touch. I love getting touched. I love touching, right? And for a lady friend I was trying to talk to, she had told me what color she liked. And I painted these pots several years ago. And I was going to give them to her, but she decided to stop talking to me, so I just threw them on the ground out here and left them down here ever since. But we're going to pick these up and we're going to use them for something unrelated. I just finished dinner with included turnips and kale, which you grew for yourself. Well, if you grew these turnips and kale for yourself, can I come over? Like, is there enough for me? What's with the turnips and the kales? Did you season them with some meat, some turkey necks, some pig's foot? What did you do in there? What did you do in there? Yeah, I love an act of service. I will do an act of service and I will give a gift in a heartbeat. Because I just feel like it is nothing for me to give somebody that I'm interested in my time. And especially, I may not be the richest person in the world yet. Big on yet. I'm creative. I'm intelligent. I make stuff. I learn anything quick, right? And I found some paint and made these cool pots. All of this stuff. Hey, hardcore botany, how are you? But your protein was leftover buffalo chicken. See, I don't like buffalo chicken. I was going to come over until you said you had buffalo chicken. So those of you joining, we're cleaning up the patio. I'm just telling stories. If you want to hop on this live with me, you can. Hardcore, I feel for you. And what you was telling me about in the stories, I got mad. And I almost asked you where you were in the world so I can come and find that person for you. You know what you're talking about. Check out their stories. Check out their stories. But I was highly upset. So I'm cleaning off this patio because it just looks like who done it and why. And when you are doing this, especially I'm wearing gloves because you see this, like this is defunct. But this was one of the many wasp nests that I've gotten rid of this year, maybe like 5. And they're paper wasps, they're pollinators. I'm not trying to kill them. Like, I just don't want them to like build a nest under a chair or a table I touch and rock. And then I get stung a million times. I've never, thank God, have been stung by a wasp or a bee or a yellow jacket or a hornet or any of that. But I don't want to start. But like I'm doing good, I am. I made mashed potatoes and turnips and chopped up the stalks and the greens and kept well seasoned. You better be well seasoned. Did you use some onion and some garlic powder? Did you do it? So again, we're cleaning up this patio because I want this patio to look better. So I am in essence picking up stuff and trying to like coalesce like all these pots. So many pots, right? So many pots that I have out here. And I really even want to do an event to be like, let me give you a pot and some seeds or something. Maybe I should do that, put that together. Because I still got to talk to these people. There's I feel like there's a community garden I could probably partner with in a couple places. But I want to do something where you can come, get some pots, get you some seeds, learn about some organizations, and then go on home. Red wasp pack a horrible sting. I can only imagine. I cannot fathom getting stung by any of these things. Especially, I'm 35 now. You mean to tell me I done went my whole life and I'm not gotten stung? I've gone my whole life and I'm not getting my word. Like, I tell y'all, did I tell y'all I'm growing potatoes? Now, I did not, I did like some of y'all do, right? You know how some of y'all do? Where you know how some of y'all do where you will grow something, right? You'll tell me you're growing something and you did no research. You just had the moment of just, I have to do this. I just have to, Derek. And I'm like, well, why did you? Well, no, I just got to do this. And you grow something and you did no research. This is exactly what happened here. I had some potatoes, some sweet potatoes maybe. I think these were just regular white potatoes, some russets that had some eyes all over them, and I just buried them in some soil. I did no research on North Carolina zones to see if this was the actual zone to do this in. Didn't see the time. I know you can grow potatoes here, but I didn't see the time. I'd imagine this is a spring to summer crop, peeling off in the fall. I planted these maybe a month or so ago. I didn't look nothing up. But I just did it. And I was like, let's just go, Derek. Let's just go and do like the people do. So we're going to see what happens. I'm pretty much, once I look it up, I'll know they ain't going to make it. But I ain't look up a bit more than nothing. There's so many of y'all that will hit me up. I had a friend, I love her to death. She said, I'm growing squash in the house. I said, in the house? And I'm thinking, that ain't going to work because you done talked about houseplants that won't work because you have no light. And she's like, yeah, I got the vines and, the boys planted them and we're just going to see what happens. And I'm like, you just can't set them outside? Well, no, I don't want the people to bother them. Da, 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 da. So she got a bunch of vines and then she's like, okay, when am I going to get fruit? Baby, you never get fruit. You will get fruit when a fish has hips, a pig has lips, and a pig has hips, a fish has hips, a snake has hips, a fish has lips, and a pig will shimmy over the moon. One of the things one of my friends used to say. And so, needless to say, she was a little disappointed. Like, you serious? Well, I'ma just see. That's what they always tell me. I'ma just see and I'ma just do it. I'm like, okay, that's the key word for it. You don't believe me, and you think the hope beyond hope, you're just gonna get these flowers to come up somehow. Cool beans. You do that. So I'm gonna do like the people do. I'm gonna be super delulu for my plants. With y'all being here, we're doing more than I've ever done by myself. Because I tell you, I try to get this done alone, and it does not go too well. Usually there's a bird or something tweeting around. I'm like, dang it, why are you here? I get distracted with something else. I'm easily distractible. Those of you who've been watching me a while know that. Big on easy distractible. But this is great. Picking up all of these. I think this is soap. Picking up everything I can pick up to bury in these planters. Again, we Don't waste nothing out here. This is great. Go team. You did get 3 okra. I'm glad. I had another friend, and I'm telling stories about people doing stuff that didn't make sense. Hopefully y'all can hear me over here walking around. Y'all hear the wind blowing against my head or me tapping. It's pulled from my headphones, which I'm hoping is doing. Had another friend, he hit me up. He said he went to a community garden or someplace and saw some watermelon growing, and he was going to grow watermelon in the house. And I said, oh, that ain't going to happen. And I said, man, I don't want you to be disappointed. He said, no, I'm going to try it. It might, you never know. He had one of those, you never know what could happen. And I said, this is my whole, like, these plants are my life. I didn't just wake up one day and decide to grow plants. I love all of you who did. I've been plant biology for years. I've been big science since I was a child. I love an imagination. I love, believing and hoping, but I'm also big on, no, that ain't logical. That ain't sensical. It's amazing how my brain be working. I'm like half sense and half not. And the man he didn't even have a full squash plant or a watermelon plant. He literally just like broke some of it off at a person's house and then said, I'm going to propagate it. I said, I don't think that's going to work because I think it's going to rot because I don't think you could just take a piece of a watermelon or a squash and just do that. He's like, no, it's going to work. But he called me and he said, my plant is rotten. What do I do? And I said, throw it out. Bro, we talked about this. You forgot? You got youthful Alzheimer's or something? Like, what is this? Yeah. So I'm cleaning off the patio for those of you who are here. We're just, figuring out, maneuvering, re-maneuvering. I'm trying to almost give it a reset because I've done some things in the past. This table used to kind of be closer, like right here. So when I did class, I could just get behind it. And Plant Blender, I'm supposed to be sending you some messages soon. You're going to get those messages. You just keep waiting. But nonetheless, just rearranging the patio so I can actually, fully plant up here. Because right now, I'm getting a lot. Y'all are seeing a lot of things. But I'm not doing all that I could do. I'm not being all that I could be. So yeah. So we're just clearing off the patio space. Really straighten it up, pretending like we got people coming over. Again, I'm wearing gloves because I don't know what's out here in these pots. A lot of these pots I ain't been touching because I touch one pot and then a cockroach pops out and then I get real disappointed. Want to do mine next? No, I don't even want to do my own. What do you mean want to do mine next? That when you asked me that question, I felt like you called me a slur a little bit. When you when you asked me if I want to do your patio, what I feel like you did is you use like a heavy ER. Okay? And if this was a close friends live, I would say a lot more. Because my close friends lives be lit. How are y'all doing though? We're going to get off of that topic. I was about to go. I forgot this was public display and I want to use this later. I almost said some words that I couldn't take back. Because God knows somebody's going to be wild and it's going to be me. So I'm trying to clean this patio off real quick. It's getting a little dark out here. The darkness is not really my problem. It's just going to mean I can't see, but I'm trying to get everything straightened out so I can spray. Because again, I've had insects coming in. And for those of you who are like, what are you going to spray with? I'm using again this. This is the Indoor-Outdoor Compare and Save 7.9% bifenthrin. It's the best. Kills the bugs the killiest. Compare and save. Wow. Right? And this is amazing. I've had this since 2023 and I've only used half of the bottle. This was $20. This is the same stuff you get when you go and buy that other stuff where you spray around the house, right? The home defense and everything. This is literally the same stuff. It's the concentrate. I just mix it up and put it in my pump sprayer. And that's what I'm trying to clean up real quick so I can get enough area clean and clear for me to use what I need to use. So y'all can chit chat as you want to, ask me questions as you so want. I'm just out here trying to, do things and make it look good. I'm also hoping that I can actually see good enough, because as it gets darker, it's harder for me to see on this patio. I have a light, but it's not really bright. Plant Bender, if you still up here, what are you doing tonight? I'm gonna try to give you a ring on the Instagram after this. I think that'll be better. I'll be able to tell you what I wanted to talk to you about. That's if you still here. You want to do my patio, Derek? That's how you sounded. Okay, you know what? I thank the good Lord, because I've been cleaning this patio now for probably 40 minutes, and ain't nothing hopped or skipped out at me. And I thank God for small miracles. Oh, I thank God for small miracles. What are y'all growing this season? A lot of people are coming and leaving. What are you growing? Tell me what you're planting. I feel like I'm stepping on more terracotta and breaking into more pieces, which I don't want to do. Try to use some of this to pass the bottom of pots. Some of this I'm talking about is just like old plants from random years in the past. I think what I'm going to do now is, especially after I stir up the patio, typically I spray, because it feels like once I hide all the insects' hiding places, once I like wreck them up, they want to just come into the house. And I don't be wanting that, so I'm gonna get my pump sprayer out. Typically you degas this beforehand, and I feel like I did. There we go. So it doesn't shoot out at you, because you don't want like volatile chemicals shooting you in the face. I'm gonna pour this out. This that's in here is just like remnants of some fertilizer I was using. And I'm gonna mix up my pesticide. So let's get that started. This is going to be the pesticide mixing up. We're going to point this down, and we're going to hold. I'm going to hold, dang it. And this is where I hate doing this sometimes, because the things don't be thinging right. Y'all are watching this. Y'all are just going to see me fix this in real time. People, when I edit this later, they won't see none of this. There we go. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Okay. I'm going to put on these gloves. These are not chemical gloves, but they're just going to be the gloves I use. I'm going to do the math, which I already did for the dilution. And the math is basically going to be a little bit under a tablespoon or a teaspoon. So I have a set of like cheapo teaspoons that I use when I am mixing up pesticides or fertilizers, right? And it literally says teaspoon. I try to get the ones that are metal, because this is etched in. You see that? You see how that's etched in? And because it's etched in, it won't just like leave. Got to do chicken chores later. Have fun. So because this is etched in, it won't leave. Because how many of you buy the cheap plastic ones like I do, and then you wipe them off enough times and all the little paint comes off, you can't see what it is. And so I'm going to measure out a little bit under a teaspoon. And this is the heavier concentration. And as long as I'm over a third, I'm good because there's a certain dilution you're aiming for, which is between 0.02% and 0.06. And this is for 2 gallons, or 2 liters actually. I think I did this in liters. I'm going to hold this over so I can rinse this out, because I believe in getting everything I can. And I have my water right here. When you're using like things and reusing things, be careful. I had a situation where I was mixing up fertilizer into these containers after I had cleaned them out with an ammonia-based cleaner. And I poured some, what is that stuff called? I went a little higher than I was supposed to. It's gonna be perfect. I had used this ammonia-based cleaner, and I used some, this is a little dish soap to help it stick. Put the ammonia-based cleaner in with the micronutrients, which had chelated metals in it, and it ended up making a chemical reaction and released ammonia gas into the house. So just be careful. Please. I'm gonna pump this up. Hello, much love. How is the cleaning going? The cleaning is going splendiferous. We have cleaned off this back section, right? You can't really see it because it's dark out here, but just pretend that we can. I got home and kind of just dilly-dallied until I finally got it done. But now I'm going to spray. I'm going to spray this pesticide to get rid of all the insects. I am only spraying, I'm spraying super heavy, but I'm only spraying really where pollinators are not. Except for under this table where they sometimes be. And I'm spraying super heavy because I want to just cover this whole patio. Right? Super duper heavy. Because we want this whole patio to be covered. We don't want any insects running into my home or scurrying out here. Those insects being pests, right? Cockroaches, squash bugs, any of that stuff. This spray I'm using, I don't use on food crops. I could use it around ornamentals, and I do in the house, but I don't use it on food crops. There we go. Yeah, that can just lock in, but I guess not. We're just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna spray the whole floor of this patio. I know when I've raised this up before, I had my horticultural plastic down here to try to keep dirt from going down. When I raised this up before, it was like all types of insects crawling underneath it. I'm gonna spray all of this down. Now, I have sprayed my compost before, and I don't get too worried or bent out of shape over them, because when I spray them, they end up breaking down eventually, like any of these sprays I have here. And again, this spray here, I probably won't have to buy any more of this spray that I'm using, because I got the concentrate for $20. I won't have to buy any more of this until probably like 2026. Again, it was just $20. I'm just gonna spray this whole patio down. I'm visualizing a totally organized cleanup. Look, we love it. So I'm just gonna spray this whole thing. I am trying to get the entirety of this patio floor here, because I don't want the insects and the buggings to be trying to bug me later. Because again, every time I do this, I don't know about those of you who also have patios, every time I do this and I clean off the patio, okay, there'll be several insects walking into my apartment like they own the place. They just walk their little happy selves in. Oh, this is ours now. Ooh, look at me. I'm going to be flying around and showing off. Right? I never want that. So I'm going to spray heavy. I also mixed up 2 liters. And to be honest, I probably only just needed 1, if that, to get like all of this patio. And again, I'm trying to get areas where nothing is pooling, because I don't want to get the bees. I don't want to get the bees. And this will be, I think, the second time this year I've used this spray on the patio. I try to use it very sparingly. And even though I'll add a heavy layer out here, and I mean I may hit the door, but like the whole patio, it's rare that I do the whole thing because I don't want to get the bees. They drink water off of my patio, and if I lace that water with a pesticide, that's the bees. I'm gonna spray everything over here. I am hitting a plant that I do eat, but it's okay because I don't plan on eating that one right here. And I'm wearing my gloves. Oh, this would be such a beautiful sight if there was sunlight out here. If there was, so it's getting darker and darker. The patio, we love a visualized patio. Look at this, and I've used maybe like half of it. Looks like I may have to do the rest of this by myself, party people, because I'm slowly getting darker and darker out here. And the one thing I don't want is y'all to be out past the street lights being on, because then you're gonna get in trouble. And I couldn't stand that happening to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I wish this patio light got brighter so you can still see it out here. But depending on what time I wake up in the morning, I may show you in the morning what it looks like in my stories. Y'all have a phenomenal time. Watch the replay here on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube fully in like 5 minutes. And y'all enjoy yourselves and have a phenomenal night.